If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. The only source of knowledge is experience. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. I know not with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. The only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. If people are good only because they fear punishment, and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead, his eyes are closed. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. The environment is everything that isn't me. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. Before God we are all equally wise, and equally foolish. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. The only real valuable thing is intuition. Never do anything against conscience even if the state demands it. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. We cannot despair of humanity, since we ourselves are human beings. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best both for the body and the mind. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. I do not believe in immortality of the individual. And I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern, with no superhuman authority behind it. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong, it is character. Memory is deceptive because it is colored by today's events. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. Science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. Politics is for the present, but an equation is for eternity. Imagination is more important than knowledge. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. All religions, arts and sciences are branches of the same tree. A man should look for what is, and not for what he thinks should be.